Aside from, and I've never been hit with allergies, I just can't shake it. It is every day. My eyes, it is brutal. But that's the only thing I can complain about. No, the only thing. Okay. I know you've got some complaints.
But here's not a complaint.
Well, you do. I'm going to let you register them in a moment, obviously. But, I got to tell you something about these Yankees and Mets in this season that they are so gracefully bestowing upon us. First of all, it's a gift from the baseball gods. We know that. How it finishes, we don't know yet. But every night is awesome, just about. They're on fire. And not only are they giving us something thus far that we've never seen simultaneously with the Yankees and the Mets in the regular season, but what is most encouraging about these two teams, right, is that even though the list of issues is incredibly short, I mean, barely visible, if you really think about it, they're both kicking the crap out of everybody they play. But when something is cause for alarm, when there's a modicum of concern, some, with proper justification and like everything else in the city, from a sports point of view, how we get a little nutty. A lot of it's kind of manufactured. Yep. But even when that happens, both of these teams snuff it out immediately. And let me just give you two quick examples. I don't trust Garrett Cole. I don't trust him. Gives up 3 home runs in a row. The Red Sox smashed him in the playoffs. Right away, next start, bang, shuts out the race.
Why do I feel like you're talking at me and making
saying
that in my voice?
I'm talking to Carton. I'm talking to all the dissenting voices about Garrett Cole. What does he do? He throws 6 zeros up against the Rays. Oh, my God. Chris Bassett, what the hell happened to this guy?
Now you're talking in your own voice.
Yes, a little bit. That was a little bit, attributable to me and others, by the way.
You were talking about his almost 7 ERA over his last 4 starts.
Yeah, well, that was justified. Almost a 6-week malaise. What does he do? He spins an absolute gem. Listen, I like friction. I enjoy debate. I enjoy when things are a little uncomfortable on the radio with sports, right? I got nothing to complain about.
Well, I got 2 questions, and these are into the ether. Is there a pitcher we can find? I don't need you to answer this, BT. But is there a pitcher that at some point in this season, especially forget the regular season, is there a pitcher in the postseason that's going to figure out how to get Aaron Judge out? Because if there is a pitcher that can figure out how to get Aaron Judge out consistently, or hell, maybe even just walk him, take away his at-bats where he's smashing home runs. If there is that pitcher, and this is a minor complaint, because ultimately, you're right, they find ways to win. But if there is an issue with this Yankees team, it is that if Aaron Judge doesn't hit, they don't score. And now, they win some games when that happened. Last night, Aaron Judge didn't have a hit. They won 2-0, but they scored 2 runs. We're looking for a Yankees team that is consistent at the plate, that's consistently putting up runs. The bad teams, they should bludgeon like they did the Chicago Cubs the other day where they scored 18 runs and hit 7 home runs, whatever it was.
And almost 10 the night before.
That's right. So bad teams, they'll do that. Aaron Judge, when he's hitting, they'll do that. But when Aaron Judge isn't hitting, BT, this is the only thing I can complain about. There's a little bit of a concern. So last night, they won. Aaron Judge didn't have a hit. They scored 2 runs. You go back a couple of weeks ago in Minnesota, the only game they've lost out of the last 13 or whatever it may be, whatever their streak was to the Minnesota. Was it Minnesota? Or
well, that's when Garrett Cole got rocked when he gave up the 3 bombs in a row.
But anyway,
it was definitely Minnesota.
They scored 1 run. Aaron Judge didn't have. I'm just telling you, BT, because this trend goes back. Aaron Judge did not have a hit.
Trend goes back.
You go back to
they got
LA.
Almost 50 wins.
Hold on, they go back to LA. They won this game. Aaron Judge didn't have a hit. They only scored 2 runs. It just keeps going back all the way up through May. You go back into April when Aaron Judge doesn't hit. The Yankees have a hard time scoring. Now, does that matter? Ultimately, if they have great pitching performances like Garrett Cole had last night, like we get the Nestor Cortez that we always get, and we get the Tyone that we're starting to get on regularly, Montgomery. I mean, and the bullpen hangs up. The
best
bullpen
rotation
hangs
in
up.
baseball.
But if that doesn't happen against the better teams and Aaron Judge isn't hitting, that's the one worry that I have. And I'm not talking about the regular season. They're going to bludgeon the division. They're going to run away. They're going to have the best record in definitely the American League, maybe in the entirety of baseball. I just worry about that. If Aaron Judge isn't hitting, they need another catalyst. And I don't know where it comes from.
Here's the
on
catalyst.
A consistent basis.
Appreciate the effort. Now I'm going to volley it back over the net and get ready to return, please. So, yes, you can cherry pick games where Aaron Judge did not hit, and the Yankees did not put up many runs, if any. I get it. It's also baseball, which is the highest rate of failure in any sport, maybe outside of golf, right? You could also do the same with the Mets, I'm sure. Go through game logs, game by game. If Alonso doesn't do what Alonso's been doing, the Mets don't have the record that they have. I get that. But I could also go and cherry pick games that counters, or in large part, and maybe not large part, on some level, negates your point. 1 for 3 against the. I'm not going to give you dates because I don't want to just immerse with just pound people with detail. But just take my word for it. 1 for 3 against the Guardians, they won 10-2. 1 for 4 against the
Guardians.
Oh, okay. Well, by the way, the Guardians aren't that bad.
I know.
Okay. 1 for 4 against the Royals, they won 12-2. 0 for 5 against the Orioles, they won 7-6. 0 for 3 recently against the Angels, they won 9-1. So you could give me, and there's a few more. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't games where he's put up an 0 for and they look a little impotent, but that's baseball. Go back to A-Rod or Reggie or whomever. This is the way baseball goes. It's cyclical. There's a high rate of failure. Listen, I just hope that people are enjoying this. I don't even want to get wrapped up in the weeds and the minutia. Not that there's not a time to do it. There is. But right now, we are steamrolling toward the 4th of July. And the Yankees look awesome, and the Mets look awesome, and the Mets aren't even whole. So listen, I can tell you, we can do 2 types of radio. We can do contrived radio. We can make up things. Oh yeah, this doesn't feel right. Ooh, Yankees are in. I don't know why that just did the gorilla voice again. Yankees don't look. They're vulnerable. The Mets vulnerable. I'm not wasting people's time with that.
You shouldn't,
because we've never been bestowed this kind of a season.
No.
And I've been watching the Yankees and Mets every night since 1980 or 1981.
Yeah.
Every single night.
You asked me for a complaint.
We have not seen this.
I gave you a complaint. It's probably the only
I'm
complaint.
throwing your complaint out of court. Get out of here. Get out of my court. I'm not hearing that complaint.
But the confidence level of this happening consistently, and God forbid, I mean, let me find wood. I don't have any wood in here, but he's knocking on my head.
Wood. Let's see. I got it. There's the bat.
Yes.
You got a little baseball bat over there.
I hit that one. But if Aaron
By the way,
Judge,
there was wood in front of you. It's
I know.
the wooden panel to our console.
But that's faux wood.
That's true.
That's fake wood.
That's true.
Let me get the bat.
Yeah, get the bat. That's real wood.
There you go.
Is it loaded with Super Bowls or
no,
whatever it is?
Knock it on wood. If Aaron Judge gets hurt.
Oh, stop. This is what you're bringing to the table. If Aaron Judge gets hurt? This is what you're going to say on the air if Aaron Judge gets hurt.
This is what I'm looking at. When I see the Yankees, you're right. They figure it out. And Aaron Judge doesn't hit, you know what? They win still 70% of those games.
Pretty much.
But they don't score.
Okay.
And against the better teams, that's not going to carry weight. And so I'm looking at the Yankees as a team that has a chance to steamroll the American League, go right through the DS, the CS, get into the World Series, and win a championship. And so much of that, in my mind, is second season is going to depend on Aaron Judge being Aaron Judge, the MVP. He's going to hit 60-plus home runs that we've been talking about all season, hitting over 300, by the way, as well. And so I need Aaron Judge to be this guy. And the only complaint that I have is the only one, because what you said is dead on. Mets and the Yankees, let's enjoy this, man. They're dead on. But when Aaron Judge doesn't hit, it feels and looks like a different Yankees team. And that worries me. I'm not saying that, this is a gloom and doom. Now I'm taking your 8 voice. But I'm not saying that. But I do have that little worry. That's the only thing that I have a little bit of worry about. Because that game came down to IKF getting a great hit. Giancarlo Stanton, on cruise control coming home. If it's a good throw, he's out.
Move a little bit more
but
there.
in Gleyber Torres making a hustle play when he sees the ball overthrown and the backup kind of lollygagging to get it, but also both of them, Gleyber and IKF, doing the deal up the middle.
Yeah. How about the barehanded play IKF made go to his left?
Who was that called?
That was a sick
Who was
play.
that called us earlier this week or last week that they're weak up the middle?
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, do you watch
exactly
weak up the middle?
They were
a million times better.
They were both great, especially yesterday. So I have that little concern.
Okay.
Nothing else.
All right.
Because they do figure it out even when he doesn't hit.
So that's fair.
But we're kind of looking for perfection because that's what we need to win a championship, right, PJ?
No, I don't think anybody's perfect that wins a championship. Nobody's perfect.
No, it's true.
I mean, not in baseball.
Wouldn't it be nice to be, though?
But I think that is an unrealistic goal. Listen, I don't need perfection. Hell, I don't even need to steamroll teams every night. It's fun when you sit down and you treat the Cubs as the JV team. It's fun.
I don't want to stress.
No, I know.
I want to just enjoy and
No,
chill.
I get that too. But you know what? I almost enjoy last night's game more than, beating the crap out of these bad teams. Because, I'll tell you why. And I want to get these calls here. Because it further illuminates what I've been. Now, I didn't say this during the winter, to be fair. I'm not trying to be disingenuous. I did not love the offseason.
Yeah.
You guys know that. I've come clean. I've even apologized to Cashman. But thus far, we were wrong. And it is what it is. But as I've watched this team play, what emboldens me to feel really good without any bold proclamations about why this season feels different and very well might be different is their defense. So when they win 2-0 and I see a heads up in mental engagement and IKF with that play that I just referenced, and
Right.
every night up the middle, solid. Rizzo at first base, incredible. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Judge might take the collar against an elite pitcher in a playoff game. I'm sure he will. It's baseball. But you know what? The other guys can pick him up. And previous Yankee iterations did not have that level of depth and necessary requisite talents to win. So I'm feeling good. And by the way, same for the Mets. 877-337-6666. Let's see. So let me take everybody behind the curtain. The first call on my screen says, I agree with Tiki. The second call says, Tiki is way off base.
Wow.
We go to that call.
That was polarizing. I
That's
love
the
that.
one. Yes. Anybody who says Tiki's off base, hammer away. Augie is in Nutley, and he's on the fan with Tiki and Tierney. What's up, Augie?
What's
How are you this
happening,
morning?
Augie?
Hey, Teak,
What
have
up?
you been watching the games?
Yes, I did. Aaron Judge went hitless, and they scored 2 runs.
Yeah. Well, Kluber was killing it. He
Yes.
was pitching great last night.
Yes.
I
Why didn't he
cannot
do that
say
last
what he
year
did
for us?
Came up with a huge hit. Last year, they lose that game 7-0.
Nah, I mean, you're probably right.
Yes.
You're probably right. Hey, look, Augie, here's the thing. BT made a point to start the show. There's nothing to complain about these two teams. Let's just enjoy what's happening. But it's easy to sit here now and say we're all good. We have a dynastic run on both sides of this what's in between Queens and the Bronx. Is there nothing?
In between, well, there's obviously something.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
in between, I don't know. I'm looking something up. Don't bother me.
I'm trying to be rhartorical here. Yeah.
Listen, I'm
The
not
Harlem
saying
River,
that
not the maybe the
that's
Harlem River.
gonna be a
Anyway,
World Series.
both sides of the Harlem River is.
I think it's about 9 miles from
Exactly,
stadium to
whatever it is.
stadium.
But they both have this dynastic feel to them. But if there is something you could look at and say, all right, let's kind of wrap our head around this, because you got the weakest link, right? The weakest link is that when Aaron Judge doesn't hit, they don't score. Now they mitigate it, so it doesn't matter. But that's a fact. You see it. They win games when he doesn't hit, but I worry about it. They also lose games when he doesn't hit.
But they've been doing it all year, and that's something the past 3 or 4 years they haven't done. If somebody didn't have a big game, they didn't win. Or if they didn't hit 4 home runs,
Yep.
they didn't win.
That's what I'm saying.
This year is absolutely different. I watched every Yankee game I'm 57 years old. I've been watching Yankees forever.
Nice.
This team reminds me of the '98 team. Somebody's coming up big. Somebody's making a great play in the field.
Okay.
Somebody makes a great base running play.
Yeah.
It's total different feel than for the past 10 years.
Okay, so Augie, so let me ask you then, if there's anything, what worries you, if anything?
What worries me would probably be that they turn back into that team.
No.
And
no.
I'm not saying they're going to do it
No.
because I see signs that they won't.
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about the pitching from what I've seen.
Nope.
Nestor is lights out. Hopefully he continues. Cole, is Cole, I guess, if he pitches like he did last night. But they like Gallo worries me.
He's not going to play
Yeah.
when it matters.
Yeah.
Stop with Gallo.
Brandon, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is not going to play. He
No.
is not going to play. But they have to treat, and this is something that Aaron Boone didn't do last year. They have to treat every game like they need to win it. Every single game. They can't take off, give this guy a day off and this guy a day off. They have to stagger it. I don't like what he did the other day when he gave half the team a day off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that the complaint? Is that the complaint?
Won the game.
All right. That's the complaint.
So is Augie's
it took Augie a minute
complaint?
and a half to get to his real complaint.
Yeah, but he had to think about it.
Resting guys.
In his mind, there isn't one. There isn't
Well,
one.
I understand that.
Right? So was that worse or mine worse?
I think that meaning worse in which direction?
Worse for the success of the team.
No, I'm okay. It's not a maintenance day. It's a preservation of energy. Oh, that's pretty
nice.
Churching up that description.
Dude, sounds like you're trying to be a scientist.
It's a preservation of energy. Imagine if like Popovich when the whole maintenance days first started. Guys, it's a preservation of energy. Really, how do you refute that?
Yeah.
All right, Coach, I got you. And listen, Yanks have a lot of big bodies. I think the Mets even need to be careful with Alonso here and there. It is what it is. But think about this guy. If that's where we are in one hell of a spot.
No, we definitely
one hell of a spot.
We are. But you said there's nothing to complain about. I found a little.
Well, I didn't say nothing.
I said a little something to complain about.
I didn't. No, I get that. I didn't say that there was nothing to complain about. Or I think my word was worry.
Yeah.
Or fixate.
Except for your allergies.
Wow, they're kids. I never get allergies. They're killing me. I mean, I looked in my eyes in the I looked like I just did a bong hit. What the hell's going on?
Did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do I sound like I did?
No, just wondering.
I think if I did a bong hit and I tried to do a show, I don't think I'd be able to say a syllable. I honestly don't think I could. I don't think I could. I think I'd be paranoid. I think I'd be terrified.
I
don't think I could do a show like that.
You know this from experience now.
No. I'm an athlete, Tiki. I'm a former athlete.
It's legal now.
As he says it to the real athlete. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the fan. So I know we're all wired to be negative and to complain and pick apart, micro pick apart things. Before you actually speak on the show today, exhale, get a little clarity, and really, truly tell us what you are honestly worried about, because there's not much.